standing today, in a standing forward fold. So we can step to the front of the mat. Let me turn sound off here. Let's make the feet nice and wide at the front of your space, and then put a really generous bend into your knees as you fold forward over your legs. And this can be either like, oh, yes, great, I've arrived, or it's like, oh, whoa, what's happening today? So wherever you land on that spectrum, kind of just be met with curiosity. And of course, do what you need to do to take care of the back in this shape, even if it's bending the knees even more or taking the feet even wider. And as you let this be this check-in space, this landing space, just feel free to move around. Sometimes it's nice to sway a little side to side or back and forth, or take the arms in a different shape. And like you have a little trap door at the very top of the head. Imagine just opening that space up and letting all the noise start to tumble out. All the things that aren't gonna serve you on the 60-minute journey together. If they're not there already, let the fingertips start to rest down toward the floor. And again, you can bend the knees as much as you need to get that happening. So fingertips toward the mat. But put an even deeper bend in the right knee. And as you inhale, turn your left arm up to the sky and lean back in space, just opening up from the heart to the belly button. Got a maximum room in that front line of the body. As you breathe out, let the right hand come back down to the ground. Deepen the bend in your left knee. I think I said the wrong arm there. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And lean back. The shoulders, rather than roll inward, try to roll down and out of the ears. You release your right hand down to the floor. Just come partway up on the inhale. Touch the hands under the shin bones and make the sides of your torso nice and long. Let your heart really expand forward through the shoulders. I think of getting really broad across the collarbones. Still lingering here in this halfway lift. And take the hands onto the hips, elbows to the sky. With a straight spine, rise all the way up to stand. Use your hands to gently press the hips forward, tuck the elbows back, and billow your heart straight up to the sky. Bringing a full breath in. And as you exhale, let your hands start to tug your hips backwards and dive forward, right back down over the legs. Release the hands down to the ground, bend into the right knee. Inhale, lift your left arm up and twist open to the left. Exhale, release your hand back down to the earth. Bend your left knee, inhale, lift your right arm and open up to the right. Exhale, release the hand back down. Halfway to breathe in, elongate through the spine. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, send your arms straight up to the sky as you rise up. We'll capture the left wrist with your right hand. Take a side bend over to the right. So we're expanding down that left edge and gripping into the left foot. Inhale, return to the center, swap out the wrist, and exhale, take a side bend over to your left. Inhale, rise all the way back to center as you release the wrist. Dive forward over the legs, take a breath out. Come halfway up as you inhale, elongate through the spine. Exhale, plant your palms to the earth and let's step down to the knees. So we're finding tabletop position. In that transition, if you're following along some tunes, you can hit play. Otherwise, just start to make circles with the hips, or you can just move them side to side. Really just any movement to start to lubricate through the joints and wake things up. In a neutral tabletop position, flip the hands around so the fingertips point toward the knees. We'll just take a wrist stretch here. Just depending on how this joint feels, you could maybe just do one hand at a time or both. If you're feeling like you need a little more intensity, you could always lean the hips slightly back. Sometimes even just a centimeter of leaning back can create a load more of intensity. Trying to lift out of the shoulders, lift up through the heart and the navel. Do the opposite of this now and flip the hands around so you're on the backs of the hands, but the fingertips still pointed toward the knees. Feel like a very different experience with this. So feel free again to go one hand at a time. As your hands come back to neutral, so all 10 fingers pointing forward, connect your big toes, separate the knees, and slide right back into child's pose. Hips nice and heavy on the heels, and the head relaxed. Let this be the space where your breath starts to grow in importance. Creating a little bit of sound as you breathe. See if your ujjayi breath can start to fill your lungs. Texture as you exhale so you can hear the sound of your breath as you breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big deep breath. Let it all the way out. As you walk the fingers forward, feel your elbows lift up and away from the ground. Relax the shoulder heads though, so you feel the biceps lift up and there's this little bit of space between your deltoids and your earlobes. With the hands just a little bit wider than the shoulders, let your inhale gaze forward right between your thumbs, and your exhale slide you all the way forward and down to the belly. Take the feet to hip distance behind you, so tops of the feet anchored down. Zip your elbows in. Inhale, pick up the heart as your shoulders slide out of the ears. And exhale, release and lower the chest all the way back down. Really put some energy into the hands. Like imagine you're going to try to drag your body forward at that same time that you inhale and pick the heart up into cobra. And exhale, imagine your body again dragging forward as you slowly lower down. So lengthening as you lift. Take a breath in, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. The exhale, elongate through the spine as you recline all the way back down. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, pick up the heart. This time as you exhale, down dog, roll over the knees, curl the toes, and send your hips up nice and high. In this space, give yourself some time to check things out. Again, letting curiosity be at the forefront of your pose. I often wonder exactly how many times my body's been in downward facing dog. Willing to bet it's a lot. And same for you guys. And yet each time I'm in this pose, I'm like, oh, this feels both familiar and new sometimes. Part of our responsibility as practitioners is finding ways to stay creative and to stay engaged in the shapes that we come back to again and again and again. You inhale, glide forward to high plank position. Let your heart creep forward through your shoulders. So we're thinking of getting long and strong. A full body shape. Full body shape, full body engagement. As your hands are pressing the ground away from you, think of the hands also pulling toward each other. And can that little bit of isometric action wake up your chest? Think of the same with your legs, your big toes, like you're pulling toward each other. And kind of liven up the muscles in your low body. And one more full deep breath. Exhale, tilt your hips straight up to the sky. Walk your hands backwards all the way to meet your toes. At the very back of your space. With your feet hip width distance, inhale, come halfway up again, elongate through the spine. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. As you inhale, rise to stand, sweeping your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, place your hands together at the center of your heart. For a moment, just close your eyes. Give yourself a chance to truly check in with your body right now. Noticing not just the physical feel of it, but the energetic feel. Any emotion that's bubbling up in a particular part of your body. Any particular voice that's repeating in your head. When we create these shapes, when we move our bodies, it is a chance to move energy. Not just physically, but all the energy and stagnation that we can compound throughout our days, all the emotion. These are our moments to really tune in. If you were to listen to your deepest depths of your physical being right now, what is it that you need over this next hour? Can you give yourself actual permission to experience that? Whatever it is. Speeding up, slowing down, pressing pause, being open. Your eyes bring light back in. Use your inhale to swim the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, enjoy the ride as you fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway, lengthen through the spine. Look to the front of your space and exhale, pad the hands forward, right back to your high plank position. When you get there, let the body turn on like lights on a Christmas tree. Everything's fired up. Shift your weight to your tiptoes, and as you hug your elbows in, you might lower halfway to chaturanga or onto the belly. Uncurl the toes, take a breath in, cobra or up dog. Let the arms grow long and the thighs and hips hover. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a full inhale through the nose. Full exhale out of the nose. Breathe in, look forward at your hands. Exhale, step or maybe hop your feet forward to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway, lengthen out. Exhale, fold forward. Arms fly high. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, your hands together at your heart, reconnecting to your purpose. Inhale, take your arms back up. Do some regular sun A's. Exhale, dive forward and down. Take a breath, halfway, elongate. Keep that length as you step back or maybe hop back toward chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhale your hips up and back to down dog. Breathe in just one time. All the way out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop. Breathe in halfway. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. We'll dive right back down. Exhale, hinge over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, chaturanga, step or hop. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, your hips go high to down dog. Inhale together. Exhale together. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, take the fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. We'll take one more like this. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway for length. Exhale, chaturanga, or you can always go right back to down dog. Breathing in. Exhale it out. Inhale together. Exhale together. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, step or float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow forward. Move your feet together, bend your knees, sink back to chair pose. Inhale to lift your arms forward and up, or you could keep them a little lower, or you could goalpost them. You have options to be where you'd like to be, and to honor whatever it is that you're looking to create in your practice today. Let it be tailorable, malleable, approachable. Take 2 more cycles of breath in your chair pose. Similar to your plank, letting your body light right up. A posture of strength. We'll grip down into the feet. Inhale, rise up, straighten the arms and look up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Breathe in, halfway, lengthen things out. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to your dog. Use your inhale to take your right leg to the sky. And your exhale to step the right foot through. Spin the left heel flat and a little bit to the left. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up high to warrior 1. Take the right hip crease and move it toward the back of the mat without neglecting the bend in that front knee. So you've got a strong, solid stance. On the outer edge of that back left foot, anchoring down. The legs are going to stay exactly as they are as you take the hands behind you and lace the fingers together. Send your knuckles down and back. Inhale, pick up the heart. Keep that back heel rooted, and as you exhale, lean forward and take your hands up and overhead. And swing your outer right hip in toward the center of the mat, bend into the right knee, and lift the shoulder heads out of the ears. Anchoring down through both feet. So back leg is strong and rooted. As you inhale, back to warrior one. Raise the torso, raise the arms, raise the gaze. Exhale, chaturanga. Option to float that right foot as you lower through. And set the toes down as you inhale, up dog. Exhale, take it on back. Breathe in, send your left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot through. Spin the right heel flat, a little bit wider to the right. Inhale, raise your arms up to Virabhadrasana 1. And this right inner thigh, it's so subtle. If I were to really stare at your leg, I probably wouldn't see it happening. But we're trying to create this internal roll of your right inner thigh toward the back of the mat. At the same time, grip into the outer edge of that right foot, bend forward into the left knee. And this time, as the hands come behind the low back, lace the opposite thumb, not dominant thumb on top. Knuckles slide down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward and take your hands up and over your head. And bend forward and down into that left knee. Hug both of your hips in toward the center of your space. And even in this contraction going forward, can you still be a little broad through the heart? A little open through the collarbones. Strong and long in that back leg. Grip into the heels as you inhale. We're rising all the way back up. Finding warrior one. Exhale, release the hands. Chaturanga or skip it right to down dog. Take a breath. Exhale it out. We have a slightly longer stay in down dog, which could certainly be interchanged with child's pose. Getting a little bit broader across the upper back. And melt down through the heels behind you. Your inner thighs, just like in your warrior one, rolling toward the back of your space. Inhale, look forward at your hands. Exhale, step or hop all the way to meet them. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. On the exhale, sink all the way down past chair into a low squat. Send the arms forward. Big toes stay connected. Widen the knees and sink all the way back to the hips. Inhale, lift your feet up right into boat pose, which you could always hang on or keep the heels rooted on the ground. Otherwise, a little movement as you inhale, come down to low boat. So just your low back makes the connection. Then exhale, pop right back up and lift through the heart. Yeah, first one's always like, whoa, that's interesting. Inhale, lower. Let's try it again. Exhale, rise back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Two more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One more time, inhale, lower. Hi, little cutie. Exhale, lift. And now inhale, lower, and pause here. Point your toes forward, little crisscross of the feet, just for 5, 4, 3, 2, relax to your backs on 1, let it go. Bend your knees, place your feet flat to the ground. Arms alongside the body. We're up in bridge as you inhale. Lift your hips and extend your knees forward. Walk the shoulders underneath the body and create just a little more lift through the heart. And think even here, your inner thighs rolling down toward the ground. These really subtle movements in the body that are what create a pose, create your experience. little subtleties that are what translate to awareness off your mat. You press into the feet. Let your hips rise a little higher as you breathe in. Exhale, release the spine all the way back down to the mat. Tuck your knees gently into your chest. Cross your ankles and now hang on to the back side of the knees. We're going to work this transition toward chaturanga. So start to rock forward and back along the length of the spine. Ankles stay crossed. You can always swing the legs around. Otherwise, next time you rock, put your feet down, hands in front of them, step or hop through chaturanga to make your way back. Yes, gals, to down dog. So inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot through. Spin the left heel flat, back to warrior one as you breathe in. Exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Inhale, knuckles go down, heart goes high. Exhale, humble warrior, take the bow. Rise right back up. Inhale, lift your fingers all the way to the sky. And this time, exhale, warrior two, and just maneuver the feet into that heel to arch shape. So it gets a little bit narrower than your warrior one stance. We still have strong, solid bend in that front knee. Big, wide open arms. Yes. Nice, full deep breath in. Oh my gosh, Emily, that little cutie's bending you a little deeper into that warrior two. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, reverse your upper body, stretch all the way up and back, just here for the beat. And then exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Step backwards, option to float that right foot, option to skip chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot through. Spin the right heel flat. Inhale, rise to your warrior one. Then exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Knuckles go down. Inhale, pick up the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Shoulders slide forward and down. Back to warrior one. Inhale, rise up, lift the arms. Exhale, heel to arch in your warrior two. So a little renegotiating of the feet. Now I'm going to be like obsessively looking back when I get to this side so that my camera shuts off. I catch it a little sooner. With this bend in the front knee, slide your left knee a little wider. So isometrically, think of that front left heel pushing to the right side of your room. Real subtle. 2 cycles of breath where you are. And as you elongate through that front leg, inhale, reverse your upper body toward the back of the room. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Once again, you have the choice to make your way through a vinyasa or not. When you get to down dog, a little time to breathe. Let this be the space where you come back to the why, come back to what makes you, return to your mat time and again. Come back to the breath, that foundation that makes everything else tick. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, journey to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold down. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Lift your elbows up. And then stack the right thigh over the left thigh. To either hover the foot, touch the toes down, or double bind the foot behind your ankle. And inhale, lift your elbows up a little higher. As you exhale, take your elbows down and see if you can create that nice, big, broad upper back. Steady eyes as you inhale to lift your elbows back up. Then exhale, take your elbows back down. Again, inhale, elbows lift up. Exhale, take your elbows back down. Unwind your arms. Inhale, lift your fingers up. Lift your right knee up to your chest. Exhale, feet together. Bend your knees, come back to your chair. Inhale here. Exhale, left arm beneath the right. Draw the elbows up. Left thigh on top of the right. Hover, kickstand, double bind. But try to turn both hips forward. And draw the elbows up. Take a breath in. Exhale, get super compact. Elbows toward the knees. Inhale, steady eyes as you raise your arms. And exhale, take the elbows to your knees. One more time. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, lower them down. Unwind the body. Inhale, keep your balance as you lift your arms and lift your left knee up. Exhale, feet together, chair pose. Bend your knees, take a breath in, all the way to your low squat as you breathe out. Fingers go forward, separate the knees, slide back. Boat pose, Navasana, just 3 times. Inhale, lower down, low back touches. Exhale, pop right back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Lovely, one more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Oh, so strong, you guys. Inhale, lower down, pause here. Point the toes forward. Now just little flutter kicks. Little flutters just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax all the way down to your backs. Bend your knees, feet flat to the floor. Arms alongside the body. Inhale, lift your hips up and into your bridge. Walk the shoulders beneath you. Option to lace the hands beneath you. As you recommit to the feet and the knees staying hip distance, grip down into the right foot. Tuck the left knee into the chest. Extend your left leg up to the sky. Flex your ankle. Press into that right foot on the floor. And keeping your left leg long, slowly lower your left leg forward and down until your thighs align. Pause. Take a breath in. Bend your left knee. Exhale, replace your foot to the floor. Lean to the left foot. Pull the right knee into the chest. Extend your leg, flex your ankle. Press into that left foot. Don't let your hips get too soggy or bowed to the side. And as your right leg lowers forward and down, hit pause as the thighs align. Breath in. Exhale, bend your knee, feet flat. Take a moment to breathe in, full bridge. Exhale, release the hands, come all the way to the back. Steady breath cycle. Take the knees into your chest. If you remember which foot was crossed on top last time, switch it up. Take hold beneath your knees. We're gonna try that transition again, rocking forward and back. And now when you make your way toward chaturanga, you have to pull the feet in really close to you. Next time you rock, feet go in close to the bottom, hands down, step or hop. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, right leg flies high. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one, so the back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lace the hands behind you. This is where we switch it up. Inhale, lift the chest, shrug the shoulders back, spin to the ball of the back foot, and as you breathe out, lean forward, launch that left foot up and into the air. This might be where you stay, or bend the left knee. You might have to lift the hands a little higher to try to sneak that left foot into the cradle of the palms. Yeah, and then press your toes up into the hand. Nice, Michelle, good. Open the heart, steady the eyes. And now when we release the foot, we're trying not to slingshot it back. So maintain balance as you send your left toes to the rear of your space, just to a high lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up. Take the hands together, lean forward, and on the exhale, twist to the right. Roll your heart toward your thumbs. Firm up your back left leg. As you look to the floor, put your hands to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel flat to the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky, right to side angle. And that right hand could always be on the outside of the leg. I think that's the more traditional stance. Let the shoulders roll out of the ears. Press down into the feet again. Notice your foundation. I'm seeing if both feet can work equally. Next time you exhale, rise all the way up to warrior two. Keep that front knee bent for a moment. Then straighten out through the front leg. Inhale, reverse. Stretch back. Exhale, bend your right knee again. Reach forward through the right hand. And as the right hand finds the floor, a little bit to the right, step the left foot up and into the air, right to half moon. Flex the left ankle, reach high through the left arm. And then we'll look down to the ground, release your left hand to the mat. Square through the hips. Set your left toes to the back of your space. And then set your hands to the floor, your left knee to the floor. Take this front right foot, sweep it back to hover above the ground. You can draw the hands right beneath the shoulders if they're a little out in front. You could stay here, you could extend the left arm forward, really anchoring into what's on the earth. Or bend that back right knee, take hold of the foot with the left hand and lift your toes straight up to the sky. Yeah, press the foot back, let your heart just be wide. Inhale, straighten through the arms, straighten through the leg just for a moment. And exhale, release down to your tabletop. Take your elbows onto the mat, interlace the fingers together. And as you tuck your toes under, send your hips all the way up to the sky. Relax your head so you're looking back at your feet, but put so much pressure into the elbows and the forearms that your head isn't touching the ground in your dolphin. The hands are just loosely clasped, not floppy, but not death gripping. Release your knees back down to the ground. Hop it back up to your hands. And send your hips back up to down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg skyward. Exhale, step your left foot through. Spin the right heel flat and over to the right. Inhale, lift the arms up to your warrior one. Interlace the hands behind you. Send the knuckles down. Inhale, open the heart, and let's keep it open as you rotate to the ball of the right foot and hinge forward. Draw your right toes up and into the air. Bend your right knee, and sometimes it just takes lifting the hands a little bit higher to try to fit your foot into your palms. If you have the foot, try to kick the foot back. Lift the toes up. It's like you're doing bow pose on the belly. Notice the breath. Trying to make it a slow, steady release. Back to the ball of the right foot. Let your inhale, draw your arms all the way upright. Hands together at the heart. Lean forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Spiral your heart to your thumbs. Move your left hip crease toward the back of your space. Fill all the way up as you breathe in. All the way out. Look down, lower the hands to the inside of your left foot. Spin the right heel flat. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky, right to side angle. And rather than pushing your butt backwards, try to firm your hips into the center of your mat. Marrying your left arm and your left leg together. And try to keep your feet strong and alive on the ground. You're curious about your legs. Trust that they will support you as you breathe out to rise all the way up to warrior two. Lengthen the front leg, inhale, reverse triangle. Bend your left knee, exhale, reach your left arm way far forward for your support. Launch the right leg up and into the air, right to half move. Flex the right ankle, line up the toes. Easing down to the ground. Lower your right hand. Square the hips first. As you soften your left knee, set your right toes to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee to the floor, hands to the floor, and we're sweeping this left leg, your front left leg, back to hover above the ground behind you. From here, you have options to stay, to send the right arm forward, or to capture your left toes with the right hand. And we're lifting the toes up, pressing the foot back, expanding the heart. Inhale, straighten through the arms, straighten through the leg, just briefly. And exhale, release down to your table. Child's pose. Send your hips back to your heels, let the arms crawl forward and your head rest down. If you feel your time would be better suited, back in dolphin pose. Up in a headstand, up in a forearm stand. Please feel free to take whatever inversion works for you tonight if we're going there. And particularly if you're up in your headstand, let your shoulders lift out of the ears and feel that pressure of your forearms down. The engagement of your legs hugging together. Yeah. You can come out whenever you'd like, otherwise we'll spend another 3 to 5 more moments here where you are. Whenever you do come back down to the ground, let's meet in child's pose just for another few moments. Slow down the rhythm of your breathing. Walk your hands in toward your knees. Let's rise up to a seat. Swing the legs around and come to the center of your mat. And we're going to roll to our backs from here. So we've done a couple bridge poses tonight, which you can certainly recreate here if you'd like. Otherwise, we're going to work toward Urdhva Dhanurasana, toward wheel pose, which is same setup in the legs, feet and knees hip distance, but the hands will flip over by the shoulders. And I find I have tighter, usually shoulders, a little broader shoulders. But I find a slightly wider stance with the hands makes this pose more accessible. And even turning the fingers a little bit away from you, but trying to hug the elbows in. As you press into the hands and feet, inhale, you can either rise up to the crown of the head and pause here, or let the shoulder heads plug into their sockets. And as you root into your foundation, inhale, rise up into your shape. You get there and you're like, whoa, hey, wheel pose. Trust that it's temporary. It's a moment to be curious. It's a way to move the spine that we don't typically. When you come out of the pose, keep the elbows hugging toward each other. Land on the very back of the head and then come all the way back down to the ground. And let your body just absorb the energy that created. A response, just be aware. And we're going to take that just one more time. And if there's an alternate back bend you would love, or if you're like, no, I'd like to sit this out, certainly feel free. Otherwise, second round will sometimes feel a little different. So we'll see what that's like. As you inhale, rise either to the crown of the head or up toward long arms. Keep your feet parallel toward each other and your chest stretching backwards. Super relaxed in the head. And as you breathe out, hug the elbows in, come down to the back of the head. Shake out the wrists. Relax your arms to the floor. Separate the feet a little more and windshield wiper the legs just side to side. The next time the knees knock over to the left, linger there for an extra moment. Several moments, really. And you might decide to pick up the left foot and stack it on top of that right knee. Unhook the ankle if it's stacked. Draw your knees up to center. Before you move them over to the right, make sure the feet are nice and wide, right to the edges of the mat. And then knees fall over to the right. The option to stack the right ankle over the left thigh. You have a little extra time here, so just start to scan the body and notice the spaces that are feeling a little sticky or grippy. Be this encouragement to soften, relax. Hook your ankle. Draw your knees back upright. Move the feet together now. And as you connect the soles of the feet together on the floor, let your knees fall open. See as we continue to be here for a few more rounds of breath. And you can start to double the length of your inhales as you breathe out. So if you breathe in for a count of 3, and you breathe out to a count of 6, or beyond. Fastest way to try to calm the nervous system is to breathe. It's like this magical free tool that we have to really influence our physiology. One more round breath. Your hands to the outside of your knees. Scoop your legs back together and give the knees a hug in toward your chest. This might feel like enough right now, or we'll reach the hands up toward the feet for happy baby. Separate the shin bones. And let both the lower back and the shoulders sneak down toward the ground. Release the feet. If you would like a twist, a hip opener on your back, a plow pose, feel free to take any last movements that would help you prepare for your rest. Otherwise, we will make our way toward Shavasana as you straighten your arms and lengthen your legs. Start to swish away any effort that's existing in your body. These final moments can be yours. Safe space to just surrender. Come back to your breath. Think of it like seeds of nourishment in the fill of your body. Whatever it is you need to keep going in your day. Make some movement with your hands and your feet. That grow through the rest of your limbs, the rest of your body. As you bend your knees, journey off to one side. And rise to your seat. Hands connected right at your heart. Let your forehead bow in their direction. Together, take your slowest inhale of your day. Slowest exhale. Honor, gratitude, namaste. Thank you, friends. Speaking of gratitude, that is the theme of our Sea Change Collective this month. So Laura Maynard, she runs Giving Hearts Yoga, which is a nonprofit online yoga community. She's lovely, and she's going to talk about the science of gratitude. Like, why is it important? Why do we practice that in yoga? What is the benefit of giving back and all of that? So November 18th, if you guys can make it, it's the week before Thanksgiving. So hope to see you there. I'm going to stop my recording.